I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to receive my letter today. Probably the governors and the governor's spouses, and probably Congresswoman Boebert is going to receive my letter. And my understanding is she's not she's not like a all I am is a Republican person. She's a I'm for the Constitution person, and mayors are not going to receive them yet, but they'll receive them soon. And sheriffs and chiefs of police are going to receive them, and the FBI and the DEA and the Department. A lot of people are going to receive my letters, and nothing's going to change in my YouTube page. Everything's going to say that I have 0 views per video I make, or 4 at the most. So when you call the FBI and they say he's crazy, he thinks he's a clone of Satan, what you have to understand is, I realize that I sound like I'm crazy. The only reason I know I'm not crazy is because Taylor freaking Swift. Because she's a clone. And I'm a clone. And I had this relationship with her that involved a lot of secret messages. And Lizzie Grant and I did too. Lizzie Grant's Lana Del Rey. And we are clones. We are people that came to this planet from another planet, or at least our genetics did. And we have had a secret society of people that no one knows exists. And it sounds nuts, I realize it, but what we did is we changed people out. We changed their families. And in some cases we changed their names, and some people really did not enjoy having their name changed at certain times. And the reason we did that is because no one knows who's who. Because I can make this list of here are my future spouses, hopefully, and here are the people that I think I'm going to be with, and that list is not comprehensive of all the people that are clones out there, and some of those people needed to not be in the same family as they are in, because I didn't change families. You know what happened to me? Attempted murder, because I was a part of my family, and my family owned a trucking business. So, I realize that I sound crazy, which, by the way, now that I've realized that my mom isn't my genetic mom, I don't think I'm John anymore. The most arrogant thing a person can ever say is, I think that I'm a clone of Jesus, and John is probably Josh from Bad Flower, because, you could think Josh was Jesus, but I don't know if he's as, I don't know if he's as much as the type of person that will get murdered for the way he is. I'm the type of person that will get murdered for telling the truth. And I know you guys are thinking, well, you're saying that you're like this perfect magical being. I'm saying Jesus was never the way that the stories were written. The stories are not actually what happened, but he created a cult. He had a cult following. And he got murdered because he was a part of a cult, because he created this cult. And so I am a lot more likely to get murdered based on the way that I am, because I am so freaking bold. I'm a very brave person. And I'd never really thought about that possibility before, because no matter what, you just don't want to be. You don't want to be a clone of Jesus. But my opinion is Jesus helped overthrow the Roman Empire, because they had so much gold and so much wealth, and there were and we always have to overthrow our people, because our people sometimes they suck at ruling, but more than anything, right now we need to overthrow our people because we need to save the planet, and also because what happened with Donald Trump, which is Donald Trump got blackmailed. And he got blackmailed to control his appointments. And now we have a whole massive government that is being protected by a 25,000 person military, because these people overthrew the government. And Donald Trump, I know he's the savior of the Republican Party, right? No, Donald Trump was an agent of a foreign power. And because his father was an agent of a foreign power, Donald Trump laundered money for foreign governments through casinos. But I don't think that's what the blackmail was about. I still think the blackmail was about Donald Trump Jr. or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I think what happens is you blackmail someone for one thing, and you don't know that you should have been blackmailing them for the other thing. And I think that if there's anything that exists is a Republican Party that is so supportive of a guy who is a massive national security risk. Like, if I was the Secret Service, I'd probably assassinate him. So on New Year's this year, I flew on a plane with someone from Donald Trump's Secret Service detail. And he said he was best friends with the chief information security officer for the Secret Service. And back when I caught the NSA hacking me, the first thing my boss told me is that I was going to do a secret project with the NSA, with the Secret Service. That they were going to do a project with Bro IDS with me. And I was really excited about it because I thought they were going to help me get really, really good at security. I thought I was going to be a security master within a year, because if you have someone to actually teach you security, you can get really good. And I had to teach myself, which was very difficult. And so what happened is the NSA ended up showing up to my office, and they gave me this book, and they wanted me to do Android analysis instead of network traffic analysis, which is what I was doing before. And so they took me off the Secret Service project. First, I was told I was going to do a project with the Secret Service, and then I was told I wasn't. And so when I flew on the plane with this guy from the Secret Service, he's a Harvard person. Everyone's from freaking Harvard. Like, I'm just saying, like, when I say there's a dictatorship of the Harvard Law School, there's a dictatorship of the Harvard Law School. It's a serious problem. But when I flew on the plane with him, that's because I went out and told people how to catch NSA hackers, because I told them, like, what I wrote in this letter. The reason I wrote the letter the way I did is because I gave you so much information that can be verified, and you know what? People are going to lie like crazy, and you have to figure out why they're lying. You know why they're lying? Because they're dirty cops, or because they were involved with overthrowing the government. If they weren't involved, they would tell you the truth. And like, what they're going to tell you first thing is, this guy's crazy. He thinks he's a clone. And what I'll tell you is, I had no idea I was actually good at computers. I had no idea I was good at music. And I am 100% certain that I know Taylor Swift. And I'm 100% certain that I know Lana Del Rey. And I'm pretty certain I know Katy Perry too. And I'm just saying there are a lot of us, but there aren't that many, because the amount of permanent clones is under 1,000. But clones have different roles. Some people are stars, we're musicians and stuff like that. And some of us are like just incredible computer people, and some of us are business people, and some of us you'll never even notice. But and you never will notice, because I'll never tell you who they are. And some of us I probably will never even know who they are. But they're always going to be cloned, because if you're smart enough, and you've shown that you're that loyal to our organization, then you tend to make the clone list. But you have to be that smart. Some of us are that smart. So I understand that's scary, and I understand it makes me sound nuts. But what I'll tell you is that I don't own an Android phone. I don't own an Android phone. I didn't buy this book. My boss bought it for me and mailed it to me. And what I'll tell you is, I'm that good at computers, even though I spent 2 years in college on them. Like, I got basically a junior college degree, but I went to grad school, and I read a bunch of extra books. And that was after I thought I was a clone. Next thing you know, I'm catching sunburst, like, without even seeing the data. All I saw was a write-up on the hack. So when the cops tell you that that I'm crazy, it's because the cops have been stealing from people and setting people up, and what actually happened is I was a 14-year-old kid in a hotel room sitting there looking at my TV, and someone was mad at my freaking dad, because my dad constantly drove. He drove to Cripple Creek all the time, and he won $1 million in a jackpot. And people didn't like that my dad won $1 million in a jackpot. And so someone got really pissed off and just started beating the shit out of me, and I never even met the guy. I never even talked to him. Just started beating the shit out of me. That guy was a cop. And all I'm saying is, this is what the cops are like. That guy's probably in charge of the FBI by now. I'm just saying, like, that's the reality about who these people are. And so that's why you shouldn't listen to them, and that's why, what you know is that I'm being censored. I've sent out that many letters, and I have 0 views on every video. So you know that, and so logically, you need to investigate. And it's going to be very difficult to investigate because the government's that corrupt.